Jeez. This is fun, dude. I like I like don't respond to your trades because I'm like, I'll just wait till
Wait till the
Wednesday.
pod. Yeah, that's fair. I c-
We always work something.
I can do that.
Okay. I like it. That
Boom.
makes that makes funniness to me. I probably should have added a running back in there. It's like I'm obviously tanking now.
I took a lease out on your heart. I took a lease out on your heart. Can I at least have fun? Can I at least have fun? Can I at least have fun? Welcome back, everybody. We are Retro Research. You are the audience, and together we're on a quest for Dynasty Domination. How's it going over there, Daniel?
Oh, doing well, man. Swell. Just chilling. Worried about my Chiefs, but
Yeah,
Indianapolis coming to town this weekend. It's gonna be make or break. I think this is
should
the
be a
whole
good
season on
game.
the line.
Should be a
So
good game. Uh,
high stakes.
Cornered
How
animal game for you guys for sure. Yeah.
big time. How are you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Looking forward to that game. I feel like they should have flexed that at least into the afternoon slot. Seems weird that that
Yeah.
game's going on at 1. But yeah, I'm excited. Been making some moves today, some trades all around the dynasty leagues, getting ready for the deadline and the playoff push. But not here to talk about that stuff. We already talked who you should get in the trade deadlines. Was that last week or the week before? Whenever. Um,
It's recent.
so we are going to spring forward, much like daylight savings time, and talk about the 2026 rookie class, hitting you with the first
Mm.
previews of the 2026 draft class. I'm pretty excited. Love this time of year.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm failing enough in some of my leagues where all I got is rookie picks on the horizon to keep me warm at night.
Yeah.
So this is right up my alley, man. It's that time of the year when the misery sets in, and you got to find a silver lining, and scouting rookies is that's it for me, man. I
Yeah.
got like 6 8 months of holding on to this. So here we go. Might as well grab it.
Yeah, might as well take it. Well, on that note, I mean, you guys, if you've listened to us before, you know how we do this. We're just going to talk about our thoughts about these rookies. So I'll let you take it away. Who you want to talk about first?
Okay, well, I saw the name Elijah Sarratt, and I
Mm,
was like, "Oh, is this like Sage Surratt's relative?"
yeah,
But it's not. There's different
damn.
spelling of the last name. But nonetheless, I checked him out, and I was, I was interested in
Hmm.
seeing a little more about him. So I picked him up. So I'm going with Elijah Surratt. He is an Indiana player,
Woo!
Indiana. So.
IU.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good right now.
They
You
are
guys
pretty
might have heard
good.
of this team, and he's holding down some decent contribution. He's not the leading receiver, the leading receiver on his own team, but he does have 10 touchdowns on 45 receptions, and
Pretty
he's
good.
rocking just over 600 yards. Yeah, following up on a pretty decent year last year,
Hmm.
where he had just under 1,000 with 8 touchdowns. But he is a senior, which is not like no one's happy about that. But I watched the film, man, and on my first impressions, I like a lot of things about him. I think he has a pretty developed skill set, really
Hmm.
sticky hands. Um, Several things he does well, good route diversity,
Hmm.
and then like solid navigation with the ball in his hands. And he has a lot of strength through contact. And it's just like layers of impressive traits that really got me excited about him.
Hmm.
The focus at the catch point and his moves off the line of scrimmage into his routes made me believe that he's got like a really good focus. But then he also had high effort after the catch, and most of his plays he just looked like pro ready. The way that he did blocking downfield on running and pass situations, just like well-rounded, smart skill set, like just a kind of a total package kind of a guy. Like there were plays where He, was standing up a defender that could have easily prevented it from being a scoring play. So
Hmm.
he's just got that extra effort even when he doesn't have the ball in his hand. And that took it over the top with me. Really, the focus at the catch point was pretty slick, and the route diversity, a lot of just like crossing routes, deep routes, and then just kind of like mature routes that you don't really always see at the college level. But then there's some bad with him. He's not a super speedster,
Hmm.
and as I mentioned, he's a senior. That's never really a positive thing for a prospect.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, not even the leading guy on his own team. And then also you have to take a little bit away from him when his quarterback is favorite to win the Heisman. Like, of course, his receivers are
Yeah.
doing well.
Yeah.
But so if you add all that up, it kind of balances the excitement. But this is one of those guys where he's probably going to be a late second or a third in your rookie drafts, depending
Hmm.
on draft capital. But he's the kind of guy that I think could just like rise. He's going to be a try hard, die hard kind of guy. And he does showcase a lot of skills that I think will help him out at the next level.
Yeah, I pulled up highlights of him while you were talking just to kind of keep an eye on him, and yeah, I see what you're saying. And then it shows off in his contested catch percentage as well, 58% for his, or basically 59% for his career contested catch. Now, a lot of those were when he was at St. Francis and James Madison, so
Yeah,
like,
a little bit. Yeah, you got to do
but
that.
but I mean, it's
Didn't
not
want to
like.
bring up the James Madison years.
But it's not like he did bad in IU first year 27 or 16 of 27 on contested catches. This year only 6 for 18 so far, but still not terrible. But yeah, I mean he's got a big body. I think he could be like one of those solid number twos in an NFL roster. Maybe a number three on a high profile like roster that likes to throw the ball and spread the ball around. And yeah, I see. I'm with you. I kind of see the limitations of him. Doesn't seem to have a ton of speed, at least not NFL speed. And then yeah, when your QB's going off like that, it's hard. But yeah, I'm with you though. I like him. He's definitely somebody that will make our RDR tournament. I'd be surprised if he wasn't on there. It's gonna be fun to have some IU players on there. I don't think we've ever done that. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah, I like him. I'm looking forward to diving more into him. I mean, a lot of these guys, this is my initial introduction for him. I know you're a little more into college as it's going on, and I kind of just check in towards the later parts of the season. But yeah, I'm looking forward to digging into these guys and Sarratt specifically.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, I've been a little sleepy on my college film watching these days,
It's
but
it's been a year for both of us, it seems like.
yeah,
It's
there's plenty going on.
Yeah. Well,
But
we'll knock it around, especially during the tournament time. But to note how checked out I was, I picked these names not knowing that they were like the top names of the draft class, really, until I started
oh,
researching them.
I
So
noticed that about your choices.
yeah, I was like, oh, I chose like all the top prospects. Gotcha. Cool. So I'm gonna keep it in the wide receiver room though, and I'm gonna talk about Jordyn Tyson, listed on PFF Big Board as the number one wide receiver for this draft class. Wide receiver out of Arizona State, 6'2", 200 pounds, sitting at 628 yards this season with 8 touchdowns, coming off 1,000 yard, 10 touchdown season last year, 2.27 yards per route run and a college career catch percentage or contested catch percentage of 53%, which is good. You know, you want to be above those 50-50 balls, and 21 of 40 puts you right around there. So that's good. And you can see it, man. It shocked me that he's only listed at 6'2". He seems a little bigger than that, plays bigger than that. I think he has beautiful like late hands constantly. There was a catch against TCU where he like literally didn't even put his hands up until the ball was past the defender's head. It was really, really nice. I think he has excellent, kind of ridiculous body control, honestly. He just seems to always be able to adjust to the ball and high point it. I think he's going to be one of those guys that tests super, super well at the combine. He just looks super explosive. Looks like he's got The jumps, coming in and out of his breaks, the burst is for real there. Um, I I don't know that I think he'll have good speed, but I don't think he'll have like 4.4 groundbreaking speed, honestly. I think he's closer to like a 4.5, seems like, which is still good, that's not terrible. You can make that work. But I think his burst and acceleration will make up any sort of deficit there. Because just I mean, watching him come in and out of his cuts is crazy. Like he just one of those guys that he puts one foot down and he just takes off, and there's nothing you can do about it unless you got out ahead of him. Um, he just has that natural eye-popping athleticism, and it makes sense. Like I did a little research on him. His brother's in the NBA right now, playing for the Cavaliers. Like so, they just they just all are supreme athletes apparently, and you can see it. Just natural movement, natural athleticism, and like I said, explosiveness. And he does. I think what's great about his route running is I think it's really good, but you can tell it's nowhere near complete. Like there's some things that he can do to make it better, but then he has some routes and he has some stuff to his game that's just incredible already. So I think somebody can get him, if somebody can get their hands on him and kind of shore up all the minor deficits and then take him to the next level on some of his uh uh high end traits, I think he could be an absolute monster in the NFL at the next level. He had a 60-yard touchdown against TCU where it was one of those he just kind of ran up and then just hit him with the double move real fast, not even a double move, just like the double step, and then just burned past the guy and caught it and just took it up the sideline for a 60-yard touchdown. That stuff just seems to pop on his tape quite a bit. Um, the only real negative that I saw so far, it does seem like he can get knocked off his routes a bit. They at least in the games I watched, they were doing a lot of shadow and a lot of like picking coverage on him where the linebacker or whoever would run over and just kind of hit him real quick and then let the corner take him just to kind of slow him up. And it seemed to work pretty well a few times, like where you'd get hit and stumble and whatever. You'd like to see him maybe add a little more muscle. Not that he's not a muscly athletic dude, don't mean it that way, but just like at the next level, put a little more power, maybe be able to shake some of that stuff off and not be thrown off. Um, but other than that, I don't see much. Even like his blocking, I thought was really good. Obviously, wide receivers can always improve at blocking for the most part. But then I realized Hines Ward was his wide receivers coach, so it makes sense to me that you can see that in his blocking. He's just aggressively trying to move people up the field and take people out of the play like Hines Ward used to do. So no, I mean, I was blown away by this guy. And again, it makes sense. I when I picked these guys, I kind of just drew names and did not realize I was picking the top two, spoiler alert, PFF ranked wide receivers. So it makes sense that he blew me away, but no, I think he's going to be really good. Definitely a first round pick of the NFL draft. Definitely a first round pick in your rookie draft coming up.
Yeah, dude, he was awesome. It was fun to watch. I saw like over 1,100 yards last year, kind of building up on the same per game stats. I watched a TCU game for him as well. And you're right, the snappy hands were amazing. It's all I could think is like I've seen no look passes, but I don't think I've ever seen no look catches. And this
Yeah.
guy is basically throwing those out there.
Yeah.
And like you said, the athleticism is evident. He just strikes me as a guy that knew how to make separation at every stage
Mm-hmm.
and had the speed to run away at the end too. So, yeah, that with the smooth catching really just made him an exciting player. Like just jumped off the screen. I was like, I didn't know we
Yeah.
were picking the best guys in college football this week, but
No,
to make you
just I was.
to make you feel better, you may have number one and number two on the PFF big board for the wide receivers, but I've got the number three guy.
Okay. Yeah, there we
So,
go.
and I should have mentioned with Elijah Sarratt that he's 6'2", 209.
Mm.
Um, I did not mention that, but I'll tell you straight out the gate here. I've got Denzel Boston, who is a wide receiver out of Washington. So, yes, I'm going to accidentally call him Denzel Washington. It's gonna
It's
happen.
gonna happen.
I just
Yeah.
want everybody to know it is unintentional
It has
and
to
it is
happen. Yeah.
unavoidable. So you got some Denzel Washingtons coming your way. So anyway, passenger 57 here. No, that was Wesley Snipes. There I go. All right, this guy is 6'4", 209, junior out of Washington, as I mentioned. And I'm really into this guy. I've been watching him for a couple of weeks now, and it's really his work at the catch point. It's right where it needs to be. Like his jump balls, contested catches, like the timing, the ball tracking. It's really good. Like he catches the ball outside of his frame really well. He times things well. He has like sliding catches and just like the ability to comfortably catch tricky balls, like
hmm
using his body to stay in stride. But that's like the only time he really uses his body. And I don't know why, but when I watch college film, I gravitate towards like three things, right? Like shiftiness through a route, your moves off the line, and like how diverse your catching abilities are. And then obviously the rest is going to show up in your workout metrics, right?
hmm
So for me, like I haven't seen anyone really. I know that we had a good time talking about Tyson there, but I think that the contested catch ability for Washington or for Boston is going to be on par with some of the best coming out of this class. The
mm
numbers don't necessarily support it. He's just under 60% college wide, but he has that in his game in a very strong way.
hmm
Um, but I do think that there's some things he could definitely improve. He's not the toughest guy for being 6'4" and
mm
over 200 pounds. He kind of gets drugged down pretty consistently, like at first contact. So I'd like to see a little more toughness.
mm
Um, but he's got really nice moves throughout his route. And he just creates separation by making double moves and it's nice to see, but at the same time, and I'm really comparing him to Sarratt in an unfair way. But I didn't see the diversity in his routes. Like he really has the straight outside, deep kind of just straight line routes that weren't as impressive to me as the diversity I saw out of Sarratt. But
mm
as far as like an exciting player, he has a lot of wiggle with the ball in his hands. And so he kind of compensates for that lack of toughness by just knowing how to push like almost unbalanced cuts to like avoid defenders and just keep clean green grass in front of him. And when he really locks in doing that, it's impressive. And he's got a ton of potential. I think he's going to be a highly drafted wideout coming out of Washington. So I'm pumped to see how it all fills in with the workout metrics because I do think he has a lot of polish to his game.
hmm
And there's plenty of successful NFL guys that aren't getting a ton of yards after contact as a receiver. The important thing is he hauls in the ball and he
Yeah.
knows how to stay clean.
hmm
Yeah,
No, absolutely. I mean, he's definitely one of those guys, just plucking the ball out of the air. Really fun to watch. You mentioned the contested catches. He's 56% for his college career. So like you said, just under 60%. But yeah, he just goes up and gets it, man. And he has juice too. That's what I've been noticing, trying to catch up with you, to be honest. But he's got some juice to his game. He can take off and go. Uh, and first of all, just the Washington uniforms, I'm a big fan. It's just fun to watch people ball out in those uniforms.
and purple.
In the purple. But yeah, he's a really intriguing player. I think he'll be another first round pick for sure. Um, it'll be interesting to see where he goes, obviously, but I think like you said, I think the workouts will tell us a lot. I think he has a lot that he could build on so far that from what I've seen, and I really am intrigued to see like who's gonna get him and who's gonna kind of mold him and who's gonna be throwing him the ball because he definitely has the ability to like be a okay, he fuck it, he's down there somewhere type of guy to me.
For sure. Yeah, no, he seems like that kind of like X factor in
Hmm.
an offense. He's not going to be your like top five gritty, like, you know, I don't know. These some of the like Justin Jefferson, like these guys are warriors, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Jamar Chase, like these guys are true, like doesn't matter, rain, sleet, they're in it. But this guy, it's like he's just going to be able to round out your offense in a way that's going to, make you more successful than you would have been without him, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I can see that as well. Well, I'm just gonna talk about one of his teammates real quick. We're gonna get
Yeah.
off the wide receiver game for a second, and I'm gonna talk about Jonah Coleman, the running back for Washington. He's built like a little tank, man, 5'9", 228, and that just comes off in his game. Like, just absolute power is like what I've noticed. He does have burst and he has juice. He's not one of the slow guys that doesn't have power or that has power. But he just everything I saw him do, whether it was his running style, his cuts, his hits, his pass blocking, all of it was powerful. There was a pass blocking rep where he literally, like, the guy came in and Jonah Coleman literally just lifted him up in the air and like took his feet out from under him, and like that was the block. And it's like, yeah, you can't really keep going if your feet aren't touching the ground, little boy. And he's really, really solid, man. This year he's sitting at 3.46 per yards after contact per attempt. His average for his career is 411, which is really good. 29 missed tackles forced this year. He's got 166 for his entire career in college. So it's honestly on the lower end for the 29 that he has right now. Um, but I loved his footwork and his vision combination. Like, he looks like he's reading the play in slow motion sometimes, where he just cuts over, immediately finds the hole, and like takes advantage of it. And it's incredible to watch him do that. Honestly, like there's so many plays where it was just like, oh, there's an immediate pressure. Oh, he just already is moving and like always looking forward, which was cool. And it doesn't look as smooth sometimes because of just how powerful he steps, but it is very smooth. You know, like there's guys like a Le'Veon Bell or somebody like that where like everything he did just looked like he was going through water at all times. Whereas I don't know, this might be a silly reference. If you've seen The Last Airbender, you know, like the Earthbenders. Okay, so
Oh man.
whatever.
Sorry,
Anybody
dude.
that's seen it, Earthbenders, the way they just step, everything is still like very solid and very fluid, but it's very like aggressive. And I felt like that's how he ran, was like very pointed, very determined, but just like everything was like bam, bam, bam. I'm gonna smoke you through this hole, and he's a lot of fun to watch, man. And all of that showed off on one of my favorite plays of his. It was a super long touchdown, I forget how long, against Colorado State, but literally he hit and then had to kind of go to the right, stepped up again through the hole, barreled off a guy, and then just took off up the sideline for a touchdown. I do think his top end speed is a problem at the next level. I don't really see him breaking a lot of like 80-yard, 70-yard touchdown runs. I just don't think it's going to happen, especially at the NFL level. He doesn't have that next gear. His burst, I said it before on a couple guys, his burst makes up for it a little bit, like because he can get from point A to point B really fast, but it's like getting that long speed that will catch him in the NFL level. But I think that can still be really useful. His own line hasn't been great this season, but I am worried that he only has 200-yard games. He's averaging around like 12 carries a game too, which you'd like to see more. But only 200 yards games so far, and that's Colorado State and UC Davis, which is not really what you want to see. But he does have 645 yards, almost five per attempt, 13 touchdowns, and he had 1,000 last year, 5.5 per attempt, for 10 touchdowns. So touchdown machine. He's hard to take down. Uh, First contact usually does not get him down. And I like him a lot. I'm really excited to keep digging into this guy and see where he ends up in the running back rankings.
Yeah, I enjoyed him as well. I'll just say that a lot of things you pointed out, I definitely agree with. I liked how he like just plants and moves, like he'll just plant a foot and change
Hmm.
directions and take off. I thought his reaction speed was extremely quick, and
Hmm.
he does have some good explosion when he gets like past the first line. Once he's
Hmm.
past the line, kind of worked his way through linebackers, and he gets a little bit of open field. He can really stick some a little bit of burst. You're right on the long speed may not be there, but he definitely knows how to take advantage of lack of congestion once he's gotten through. So I definitely like the reaction speed that gets me
Yeah,
excited about him.
absolutely.
But all right, I too have a running back to discuss. I don't know what's
Hell
going on.
yeah.
My sleeper app is getting way too loud. I have to move the phone away
Oh, I
from
think I
me.
think we had another D League trade. We started a domino
Uh-oh.
effect.
Rush, dude, it's a stampede of awesomeness now. Um, okay, I'm getting into Justice Haynes, another running back. And you know, he's got some sweetness to him too. I'm just gonna go out there and say it. A lot of people just describe running backs on their sweet versus bitter and sometimes sour flavor, and he's got some sweetness to him. Um, you know what I'm talking about. But
Hmm.
back out of Michigan, he is 5'11", 205, which I don't know if I buy that. He looked stocky, and there's a lot of weight below the waist for me. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's either shorter or heavier than that when we hit the
Hmm.
scale. Um, but he played 2 years at Alabama before coming to Michigan, and he's a junior, so he's got some youth to him.
Hmm.
And I watched a ton of his Alabama stuff because it was fun. Like I kind of
Hmm.
really enjoyed it. He had less than 500 yards last year with Alabama, so maybe that's why he transferred. Wanted to be the lead dude.
Yeah.
Ironically, he's sharing snaps pretty heavily with another guy in Michigan. But when you watch the Alabama tape, it kind of showcases like the strengths he has
Hmm.
because he's a really powerful downhill runner, and he got a lot of clean lanes in Alabama to just run forward, and I thought it was great to watch him do that, especially contrasting it with how he's being used in Michigan. But his characteristics at first glance were a little hot and cold. When in stride, he's got some like lead feet.
Hmm.
Um, his pace is like very limited when he's like running, clean downfield. Like people were catching him, and it kind of looked like the mechanism was just like limited when he was at
Hmm.
full speed. But when he was making cuts and like setting himself up behind the line, or evading defenders, he had like really nice little chip chop steps that he looked like a seasoned tap dancer back there. So it's like as long as he wasn't really bending his knees, he had this really nice swiftness. But then like when he
Yeah.
went to like pump his arms and like lift his knees, it just was, I don't know, it was capped in a way.
Hmm.
So it was kind of weird. So like I'm saying, I'm just evaluating this guy for the first time, kind of pulling names out of a hat, like you were saying.
Hmm.
But then I get to the Michigan film, and I'm like, okay, blue and yellow, this is different. But he seems to have developed a little more long speed, which is
Yeah.
cool. But it also really, reminded me of why I initially thought he had lead feet. And that's because his contact balance is great. Like he stays upright very well through balance, and or through contact, and he is extremely powerful. So like he's got like a sturdy base to him. And in goal line work, he looked really nice, had some good upside there too. So he's a powerful back, and he really ran between the tackles with Alabama, and it looked sharp. he wasn't heavily leaned on, but it looked really good
Hmm.
when he was out there. And then now he's being asked to do a little more with Michigan. And I don't think it's going as well. I mean, he's doing really decent in the stats because he's got 7.1 yards per attempt,
Yeah.
which is the most in all of college football for guys with over 115 attempts.
Mm.
So pretty good.
Yeah.
You can't be mad about that. And but he's having to do a lot of like outside zone type stuff, and he's it's working, but I don't think he has explosiveness to beat defenders to the edge at the next level.
Mm.
So that kind of gives me some concerns. But yeah, if he ends up in a NFL team that focuses on his strengths and doesn't ask him to do a lot, I think his creativity is kind of a weakness of his. So it just depends on the utilization. But as you mentioned with Jonah, the number of 100-yard games this year for Justice Haynes is all but one.
Oh,
So yeah, he's hit 6 games over 100 yards and has a touchdown in all of those games as well. There was only one game against USC where he only had 10 carries that he did not score and did not reach that 100-yard mark, but he was still at 5.1 per
yeah.
carry,
Yeah.
and that was his lowest average of the season. So he's a solid guy with really good efficiency, and like I said, if he's utilized to his strengths, I think we'll see him popping up the next level. But like I said, he is not a complete NFL back when it comes to explosiveness and speed.
Yeah. Yeah. I did see the long speed. You're talking about Michigan. It looks like he has more. He's breaking off a lot of big runs this season, seems like.
Mhm.
I'm intrigued to see like how that what is it just different offense? Is there more open spaces? Like what's going on there? Um, but the contact balance is the thing that really does jump off the tape. I mean, and the fact he gets so low when he's like
Yeah,
trying to truck people. He's like damn near parallel to the ground, just like wham, and he just
he
doesn't
like
move. Yeah,
head dives through
yeah,
stuff. He falls forward at such like a
hmm
consistent rate. Like that
yeah.
he's a powerful back, man.
Yeah, he's very
Yeah.
powerful. Yeah, he's fun, man. He's a lot of fun to watch so far, and definitely another guy I'm looking forward to diving into. I know I sound like a broken record, but it's early, okay? It's only
Dude,
week
we're looking
12.
forward to a lot of these guys. I would be pissed if we found a guy and we're like, I'm not looking forward
Yeah,
into
that would have
diving into him
sucked.
more.
Yeah, like I actually don't want to watch any more of his tape already. Like, oh shit.
Any Missouri running backs, I'm over him.
All right. Well, I will round us out with one more wide receiver here. Number two on the PFF big board, Makai Lemon, wide receiver out of USC, listed at 5'11", 195 pounds. 1,000 yards already this season on 71 catches, 8 touchdowns, coming off a 700-yard season last year, 3 touchdowns. He is second in the NCAA with 3.6 yards per route run. So this kid is running all over the field and looking good on the contested catches too. 58%, 15 of 26 for his career. 5 games over 100 yards receiving so far this season. And my main trait for him would be just elusive. Like I feel like there's never a play where he's not making at least one guy miss. More often than not, that it's two. He's got just such. He's just so fast, and I would say his awareness of who's around him really shines as well. There was a trick play that they ran against Illinois where he ran out and he did the like, "Oh, I'm gonna block you. Oh, I'm gonna block you." But what it was a handoff, and then the running back ran out to the right, tossed it back to the quarterback, and by that time, Lemon was already down the field. The quarterback threw it deep. He caught it, made the first guy miss look like a normal juke, but like as he's juking that guy, he's turning to the left, sees the guy behind him, so then stops and like backs up so the guy goes in front of him, and then he just takes off. It just jukes them out of their shoes, goes up for a 70-yard touchdown. Like I was like, damn,
Jeez.
that
I did
was
not catch that one.
that
That's
yeah, watch that Illinois game. That was
okay.
crazy. That was an insane play that he made. He has super strong hands and he catches with them. Like obviously you catch with him, whatever, but not his body at all. He's always going up and getting it. He's always grabbing it no matter where the ball is. Um, and I think he has really, really good concentration as well. His last touchdown against Illinois, I think he had three or at least two in that game. It was like one of those one-on-one contested catches, kind of threw it to him and he had to jump up and grab it and then fell down like just kind of like going backwards. Just one of those like super impressive catches. Um, and it just showed off like how he can just concentrate on the ball and kind of everything else evaporates around him and he can just focus on what he needs to do. But yeah, his burst and explosiveness out in and out of breaks is like perfect. Literally just taking one step and just absolutely annihilating you if you're not right there with him. And like I said, the vision and awareness of what's going on around him is impeccable so far from what I've seen. The only thing that's really going to get him is his size, 5'11", 195. I was a big Zay Flowers guy. I like these smaller guys. Granted, he's got a little more oomph to him, being listed at 195. We'll see what he actually ends up weighing in at for the combine. But he does have trouble with press coverage, I've noticed, and that's only going to be exacerbated at the NFL level when you're going up against these bigger, stronger corners. But other than that, man, like so far, it's hard to knock anything he does. Like he's just definitely one of those guys that you watch in a college game and you're like, oh, that dude's going to be in the NFL. Like no ifs, ands, or buts. That dude's going to be at the next level and he'll be a first round pick. And yeah, just go out and watch some tape, specifically the Illinois game.
Nice, dude. Yeah, I watched the Michigan State game
Okay.
for him, and yeah, the things that popped out obvious was like he was the player they went to in third down situations, like fourth
Hmm.
down attempts. He was obviously the trusted guy, and he was clearly a Swiss Army knife. I mean, that 5'11", 195, like that's a stockier build. And he was playing nicely, like out of the slot, doing some of the shorter, kind of more physical routes. But then he was also breaking free downfield, so he just showed an
Hmm.
amazing amount of versatility and great hands as well. But yeah, you're right. It's like all eyes were on him because he could make anything happen at any time. That's the kind
Yeah,
of player he was. And
100%.
I think if he can win a slot role, that build of his is going to probably work out pretty well. Because he did strike me as like a good kind of possession receiver, kind of just like quantity over quality type receiving with a few like deep breaking stuff. So that's what I saw in that specific game. And it seemed like it tailored very well into an NFL type profile. So I
Yeah.
was into him.
Yeah, no, yeah, he was again top two guys on the big board. It's hard to top three guys on the big board we talked
Yeah,
about today.
look
It's
at you
hard
go.
to hard to not be excited about these guys. But there you have it. There's our first initial look at the 2026 rookie class. Obviously, going to be hitting you with a lot of profiles and tournaments and all kinds of stuff going forward. But we just wanted a little taste before the end of the 2025 season. But until next time, we've been Rough Draft Research. You've been the audience, and we'll see you next time.
Hell yeah. Hats off to you. Keep those trades coming, boys. It's the end of the trade season. I need to see all of them.
All of it.
I took a lease out on your